Hi, thanks for tuning in here today. Today we're going to be doing a nice little simple painting. I hope you can follow along with me. Let me have them run the colors across the screen that you'll need to paint along with me while they're doing that. Let me tell you what I got up here on my easel. I have my regular 16 by 20 inch canvas, pre-stretched, double prime, and I added a thin layer of the liquid white. Rather than that, it's slick, it's wet, it's ready to go. I thought today we could do a nice little fun yet interesting painting. Something a little different but easy to do enough. So just tapping my brush through a little bit of phthalo blue. Maybe let's take a little bit of mountain mixture. Just a little bit. You don't want to overdo it. Now let's come up here and let's add in a nice simple sky. There. A little bit mountain mixture just to darken that color. There. We'll just end the sky somewhere around here. We'll call it a day. Now, let's go ahead. Let's get crazy. I am going to do a little mountain, and I'm going to scrape off the paint just to make my life easier and show you guys a little trick. So I'm just, with the palette knife, I'm kind of sketching out an idea of where I want certain things to go. There. There we are. So let's go ahead, let's grab my palette knife, and I'm going to cut a roll of some mountain mixture. As you can see, right on the edge. And we're going to come up here and just following that little gap, and just very simple. There. Okay. And let me go ahead. Let me add a little bit of mountain mixture, but with the brush. So it's gonna become a little lighter. There. Okay. Let me clean my palette knife. And let me go into a little bit of titanium white. Cut it flat, or roll it out flat, and all you're gonna do is cut across. I'll get you the nice little roll of paint on the edge of your knife. Let's come up here. Let's sort of just decide where our little snow is gonna dance around in. There. Okay. There. Very simple. Now, let me go ahead. Let me grab a little bit of sap green, a little bit of bright red, about equal proportions. And let's mix up a nice solid brown. A nice strong brown that we can use for pretty much anything. A little bit of mountain mixture in that. There. Cut a roll. Or you know what? We're gonna put some apart. Let's add even more mountain mixture. Just mixing it up. Cut a roll. Let's come up here and let's sort of just start to the side. There. I'm gonna block in everything with this dark brown. Okay. Okay, there we are. Let's pull it down with our 2-inch brush. There. And just something along those lines, really. Now, let me go ahead, add a little bit of highlight. That's still too dark. That's our base color, the one we didn't add black to. So just adding a little bit of white. And just a few little indications, some highlights. Very gentle. There. So now let me go into a little bit of mountain mixture and a little bit of white. Okay, just something like so. And instead of using the whole palette knife, I'm going to use, or you know what? Let's switch it up a bit. I'm gonna use my small palette knife, my number 5, and you're gonna just cut a roll across. You can cut from up to down or sideways. You're gonna get that nice little roll of paint on the edge of your knife. Let's come up here and just few little highlight indications. Okay. There. Just to make it look like little rocks out there growing and all that. Let me go ahead and grab some more white and simply just shoom. Okay. Maybe a little bit just plays right in here. Okay. So maybe this drops out. Who knows? This is one of the big glaciers in the world. There. You can break it up wherever you really desire. Let me just clean my knife to get rid of the brown that's picking up. There we are. And you could leave this color kind of muddy, so then on the top it looks kind of more highlights, more clean. Okay. Let me just kind of clean that off. And maybe a few little things there. We'll leave it at that for now. So let's go ahead. Let's make some space. Let me put that to the side. Let me grab a little bit of mountain mixture and some sap green. Okay. A little bit more sap green in that color. Let me load up my 2-inch full with color. Let's get crazy. What we're gonna do is just tap in a few little distant trees. There. Lift up all those little distant trees out there. And let's add a little bit of cadmium yellow just to give it more of a green. Ooh. Needs more yellow. Let's come up here. Let's test this out. Yep, that'll work. You just mix up colors that you like. There. Lift up. Let me fix that mountain, the edge of the mountain. A little bit of white. Sometimes it's going back and forth, but it's all right. You know what? Let's go crazy. Well, not even that crazy. But let's put in a rock. Maybe right around there. There. A little bit of highlight color. There. Let's fix up the white paint underneath. There. There we are. Okay. So now let's go ahead. Let's go into some dark color. And let's come up here, maybe right up to there. Just adding color into it. And let's grab our 1-inch brush, pull it through mountain mixture, one direction, maybe a little bit of that green color. Mostly mountain mixture though. One direction, and let's put in a couple little bushes. There. There we are. Could do many little bushes or big ones. Who am I to tell you? There. You know what? Let's just fill them in. A little bit of cadmium yellow, one direction. Let's think of lighting and just Boom. So which ones are gonna be cadmium yellow? Maybe this one. This painting will represent how it's not quite winter yet, even though it has that um, glacier and everything. It's not quite winter yet. That might be the name of this painting too. There. A little bit of yellow in there. Maybe a little, ooh, vibrant orange. Let me add a little bit of that in there. Okay. There. Very, very simple to do. There. Maybe one lives right around here. These bushes live in your brush. All you have to do is tap them out. Doesn't even require pressure. Maybe a sparkler would go right there. A little bit more red, maybe right there to kind of no, that won't work. Let's add yellow to contradict the red brown. There. But you gotta think about kind of where certain would go so it doesn't just blend in. Maybe just right there. A few little things. Maybe over here there lives that bush. We'll add a little bit of red to that. Ooh. Okay. Let's go ahead, let's add a little bit of sap green. Let's get some green going. And let's a little bit more yellow. Maybe a little darker green. There. And just like that, it creates more layers and more colors. Scratching a few little sticks, twigs with the end of your palette knife, which is that little tip. There. There we are. And let's go ahead and let's add in some grass. There. There we are. Ooh, I would want to live in this place. Sign me up. As long as the rent is not too high, I'll be fine with living out there without Wi-Fi. There. Shoo. Isn't it so easy? And yet it creates layers with the distant trees and the bushes and the grass and all that good stuff. There. Okay. Let me go ahead. Let me grab a little brush. little bit of blue, maybe. Maybe it has a little river. Just something in there. Let's go with some mountain mixture with that same dirty brush. There. There we are. Load up some cadmium yellow just to kind of add a little bit of highlight. There. Now, stand back a bit, admire it for a bit. That's very, very important. People just go and don't see what they're actually creating. And let's go ahead. Let me take my brush through mountain mixture, my 1 inch, and just wiggle the paint and pull straight through. Now chisel your brush into a nice sharp point. Let's come up here and just okay. Now let's just go back and forth and add a nice little tree, nice little evergreen. There. Very, very simple. There. Let me add another one. Maybe this second one is right there. Maybe this one isn't as big and strong yet. It's still growing. That's alright. There. Okay, and might as well just make them a trio. Get it? Trio. Okay, I'll stop with the jokes. Okay, just in serious, I'm gonna just add in another tree. It serves as good practice. And it just makes them look like the Three Musketeers. There. Ever so effortless. Okay. Sometimes I want to try to avoid saying effortless because I feel like there's people out there struggling with it. And I'm over here saying, yep, it's effortless. I would be mad too. Don't worry. Let's grab ourselves a little bit of bright red, a little bit of cadmium yellow. Let's have fun with these colors. Let me load up my brush, wiggle the paint, pull it through. Let's add a little bit of liquid white so it sticks on better. There. Let's come up here and just there. Just a few little indications of some highlight. There we are. I'll just let it fade down. Let's add another touch of liquid white. Let's come up here and just ever so gently, just using that corner of the 1 inch. And just kind of let it fade and just blend with the colors. The most important part is the top of the tree. Maybe right around here. There goes a nice little tree. And again, just let it fade off. Let's go back and fix up the grass. Okay, so now let's go into a little bit of brown, and we're gonna just add in a few little bits of dirt, just using the 1 inch. You could do the palette knife if your heart desires. Okay, there. Let me go ahead, add a little bit of white to our brown. And just adding a little indication of some highlights. There. There we are. Few little grass just grows over. Grass is unpredictable. Okay, let's go ahead. We need a cabin. I came to the conclusion that we need a cabin. So that's exactly what we're gonna do to end this painting, because we're running out of time. We're gonna grab a little bit of mountain mixture. Let me just clear up some space. This shouldn't take long, so don't worry. It's maybe right around here. Just a small little cabin. Shoop. 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 There. Few little highlights. Boop. Shoop. Just a little bit of black to that brown, just to dull it, just to create a shadow. There. Nice little door. Boop. Fix up the grass. And Gotta have a little path for the house. There. Let's add a little highlight to that. And finishing touches, I promise. We'll add a little bit of white and just add in a few little water lines here and there. And with that concludes today's painting. I really hope you enjoyed this video. Try this painting out. If you do, send me a photo. I would love to see what you create. I'd like to wish each and every one of you the best of luck, and I'll see you in the next video. Until then, take care, my friends. Goodbye.